fall. Do you know what that means? Apples and jeans with knee-high boots. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk to you about clothing, but I'm gonna talk to you about what to do with all the incredible apples you get when you go apple picking. So I'm gonna teach you how to make a super simple, easier than apple pie, and apple butter. Okay, you're gonna take your apples. Now you want something kind of tart and crispy like a Granny Smith, something that's gonna hold up and have some crunch after you cook it. You can peel your apple, cut it in half. Now, instead of sitting there and digging it out with a spoon or with your knife, just use a melon baller. And then you just slice it up, right? You just wanna make sure none of the pieces are too thick. Throw it into your bowl, and then you're gonna add sugar, cornstarch to make sure that it doesn't get too soggy, then McCormick cinnamon. Mix it up. You can actually already see the cornstarch turning that sugar and the apple juice into something spectacular. Once that's done, parchment paper and a pre-made pie crust. Now from here, you're gonna take an egg white and you're gonna beat it, just beat it, and then you're gonna brush it over the inside of the pie crust. If you haven't, be sure to set your oven to 425 degrees and let it preheat. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna help protect the pie crust so that way it doesn't get soggy. You're gonna put your apples and dump it right in the center. Don't spread it around. You really want it all just kind of piled up. There you go. Come on, little apples. Now from here, you're gonna take the edges and you're gonna fold and then pinch the side in. You're basically just making a little apple blanket. Okay, you go to sleep in the oven, apples. When you wake up, I'm gonna eat ya. So all of these apples are gonna cook down and kind of sit in this little blanket. A little more egg white, brush it on the outside. Okay, this is gonna add a little bit of crunch and stability, and then you're gonna coat that with more sugar. The sugar's gonna caramelize, it's gonna make it nice and brown, it's also gonna help add to that crunch. Throw it in the oven for 20 minutes or so at 425. Okay, so guess what? You still have like 17 pounds of apples. What do we do? We're gonna make apple butter, babe. Take your pot. This apple is not a Granny Smith. This apple is gonna break down a little bit easier, like a Jonathan or a Braeburn. Peel it, chop it, dump it in the bowl. You're gonna take apple cider, brown sugar, lemon juice, and McCormick apple pie spice. You're gonna mix it up. And now this is gonna cook on your stove covered for about 20 minutes. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna take the easier than apple pie out of the oven. I'm gonna let that cool. I'm gonna turn my oven down to 325. Apple butter pulls off the stove. Yeah, these look great. They're a little bit translucent. You can tell that some of the juice has kind of left the apple and is now in the pot. Add some salt and vinegar. The vinegar and the salt help cut the sweetness of the apples. Mix this up, and then we're gonna puree this until we get a really nice, smooth consistency. This is ready. You're just gonna pour that in there. So this is gonna need about an hour. Let's check on our easier than apple pie. As you can see, your little nest of apples is perfectly caramelized. They've reduced down, and it really is good enough to serve for family and friends or just eat with a dollop of whipped cream on top by yourself while watching a movie crying. All right, let's check on the apple butter. Yes, okay. So you can see it's caramelized on the outside. There's a deep dark brown color to the apples. This is great to serve on the dinner table warm, or you can put it in a cute little mason jar and give it as little stocking stuffers or gifts. This will last for up to 3 weeks, refrigerated. Now that the demonstration is over, the eating can commence. There we go. A little whipped cream. To learn how to make these super simple recipes, subscribe below, and happy apple picking and boot wearing season.